Let food be your medicine so that you don't eat your medicine as food. Welcome to Eat Your Way to Health. If you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to get well, or if you're trying to prevent yourself from getting ill, this is the channel for you. We will be sharing information about herbs, spices, about new idea meals, especially for the Afro-Caribbean palate. One thing I've noticed is that when you're told in the hospital to talk to a dietitian, most of the meals that are suggested, they're not meals that, people of meat color would like to eat on a daily basis, or things that we regularly eat. So what I'm trying to do on this channel is educate us, give us a whole lot of information that we can use to either get well or to prevent ourselves from getting ill, and of course to maintain our weight and to lose weight if you're struggling with that problem. Now, today I'm starting with herbs and spices. Why herbs and spices? It seems like it's a small thing that goes into your meal just to season your meal, but in line with all the books that I have read about nutrition and natural supplements and stuff like that, it suggests that herbs and spices contain trace amounts of minerals, micronutrients, and phytonutrients. So it's really important that everything that goes into your meal is supplying your body with nutrition. So for instance, I think one herb would give you selenium. Selenium is a trace mineral that helps replenish glutathione, which is I think it's a youth. It's called the youth hormone that keeps you young. It keeps our joints and skin and everything healthy. So why just load up on MSG in your meals instead of in your whatever you cook, instead of actually putting in something that would add flavor and would give you the benefit of, trace minerals and vitamins and everything we need to nourish our body. So today we're starting with herbs and spices. Join me in the kitchen and let's eat our way to health. Yes, let's get started. Um, oh, that's milk. I'm going to use a teaspoon of my mixed spices. This contains coriander, cinnamon, cloves, ginger, nutmeg, fennel, and cardamom. I don't like cooking with coriander. I drink it as a herb, but I really don't like cooking with it. And I don't like cooking with cinnamon. It depends though. I like ginger, nutmeg, and cardamom, and cloves. But hey, this, my tea. 1 teaspoon. I'm also going to add turmeric. That's a teaspoon. Whenever you use turmeric, always remember to add black pepper. Black pepper activates it, or else it just passes right through you and you don't get the benefits of it. I think it's really fat soluble. It works best when you add some kind of fat. So I'm going to be adding goat milk today. You can either add a nut milk, almond milk, peanut milk, or goat milk. Not many people do well with cow milk, so I'm going to be adding warm goat milk. A good one to cook with is this. This is basil. Basil fresh or basil dried. I prefer the fresh one. You can pick this up at any supermarket, Lidl, Tesco's, Sainsbury's, Asda, local farmers market. You should be able to, it's really cheap. I got this for 49p. You could use it twice. It doesn't keep well, and if you have green hands, you can grow your own. So this is basil, a good one. Another good one used by most chefs is parsley. Parsley is actually very high in potassium. So if you're trying to work on your blood pressure, trying to regulate your blood pressure, you can actually add this to your okra. You know, if you want to add greens to your okra. Some people use it in their fish. I think it's a nice one. I juice this because juice it leaves, stalks and all, because it's very high in potassium. So I like to use this a lot as well. Now the regular one, the bay leaf. These are, you can get them either bay leaf. You can get bay leaf fresh. This is fresh. A friend gave this to me. You can get it fresh or you get it dried. Bay leaf. Another one that I really like, I actually love, this is thyme. You could get it dried or you could get it fresh. I actually bought this a couple of weeks ago, so it's beginning to turn brown. But yeah, you could also get this fresh. Another very good one is rosemary. I usually just pluck this off a tree close by. It's more like a shrub, and it smells more like peppermint. I heard that when you sniff this, it improves memory. But it's a really good one. It's a very good antibiotic as well, a natural one. I boiled this rosemary, I boiled thyme, and I add some cloves to it. And I use that as antibiotics from time to time, especially for my son who has problem with his teeth, some tooth decay. So I asked him, he uses it as a mouthwash, and he also drinks it. So rosemary is another good one. Now on to, of course, we all know onions, and we know shallots. Not a lot of people know shallots, but these are really sweet. And of course, red onions. I actually prefer the red onions. I think they are sweeter. I have a friend who would say that's neither here nor there, but I beg to differ. I even heard Gordon Ramsay say that red onions are sweeter. So yes, red onions are sweeter because Gordon Ramsay is an authority, a culinary authority. So yes, I love red onions. And of course, ginger. You get ginger, you could get it in a powder form, or you could get it, you know, like this. I love ginger. Ginger goes into almost everything that I do. My stews, my tea. I just use it all the time. I'm making a beet kvass. So I have, I'm fermenting beetroot, ginger. Did I put cloves in there? And some salt? I think so. I'll show you, you know, after that's done. But here, that's ginger for you. And of course, remember my mixed spice that I used in my tea with my turmeric? That's not, yeah, I'm going to be showing you that. But this is store-bought. I usually make mine as well. I grind it up, but when I found this in the store, it only cost 50p, and it's well ground. My coffee grinder doesn't do such a good job, so I think it's a good one to buy. And of course, garlic. Very good. I hear it's very good for heart health. And it just makes meats taste really nice. A lot of people don't use it. People that I know don't cook with garlic, maybe because of the smell. But if you're really concerned about the smell of garlic, add a little bit of lemon juice and that would take care of the smell. But garlic is very good. It just flavors everything. Another good one is oregano. Yeah, these things are really cheap. There's no reason not to cook with them, honestly, because you get phytonutrients from all these herbs and spices. Yeah, they add to you, and it won't spike your insulin just like MSG would, because most of these artificial seasonings, most of these store-bought seasonings, they do contain MSG. Now this is mine. I'm going to show you what I've combined here. That video is coming up shortly. So I'm going to be showing you. We're going to head down to the kitchen. I just want to show you some of the spices and herbs and give you an idea of how you can, you know, get your thing started. And of course, remember I said I don't like coriander? That's coriander, but that's a dried one. I actually brew this as tea with bitter leaf and bitter melon. Bitter melon, bitter leaf, and coriander. I steep it in hot water, allow it to sit for 4 to 6 hours, and then drink it as tea. It's a very good liver detox or cleanser, you know. I'm actually feeling, I've been doing all of this for about going on 3 years now. I used to have joint pain in my fingers. When I wake up, they used to be stiff, but now they're so flexy. So these things really do work. That's why I'm bringing it to you. Next on the list of spices is the African nutmeg. You roast this over dry heat for a few minutes and crack it open. I'll go bring the ones I've cracked open. Crack them open. This is what they use for pepper soup. This selim seeds and cloves. I'll show you properly. Oh yeah, these are our spices as well. This is a very good one. You can add this to your egusi, not just pepper soup. Don't limit yourself by just using these things the conventional way. I think it's time to step out of a box that you've placed, the seasoning box. Step out of that seasoning box and step into the world of exciting your taste buds. It's all about eating our way to health. So yeah, that's the African nutmeg. Next is the selim seed. Remember I said it's used in conjunction. It's bitter, so you can crack it up. Let's crack it open. It has seeds in them. See the black seeds? Yeah, it's got black seeds in them, but really aromatic. It smells so good. I use this in my egusi soup as well. The things let me show you what I put in my egusi. I put this in my egusi, selim seeds. I put the African nutmeg, and I also put another one that is used in Ethiopia. I hear they say they use it for diabetics. It's really good. It's bitter. When I cook veg, maybe like bitter leaf, or even if it's regular kale, I add this, so it gives a bitter tinge, just a slight bitter tinge. It's called fenugreek seeds. I need it to be in focus. So those are fenugreek seeds. And the one next to it is anise seeds. I use anise seeds as tea because it's a little bit licorice. I don't like that licorice taste, flavor in my food. I use this for my egusi. I use this in my tea. I have another mix. There's another video coming up that I used this with some chocolate. Next on the list is locust bean, fermented locust beans. This one is from Oshobo. This is the Oshobo locust bean. But I have already dried some of this. I washed it, dehydrated it, and turned it into a powder. Let me show you the powder form. The powdered form. Next on the list are cloves. These are cloves. Remember cloves with the African nutmeg and the selim seed and maybe some ginger, some garlic, and some onions in there. That's our pepper soup. So you could also make stew with it. Depends on what you like. Well, those are cloves. Cloves are also very good antibiotic. Remember I said I add cloves, rosemary, and thyme. I use that as an antibiotic. I steep in hot water, allow to sit for 4 to 6 hours, and drink as tea. The cloves are peppercorns. Those are black peppercorns. This is what we add to turmeric. If you don't add, you could use the ground one. If you don't add black pepper to your turmeric, turmeric does not become bioavailable. That means your body will not absorb it. So if you want your body to absorb the turmeric and you want the curcumin to work for you, you always have to add a dash of black pepper. I usually like to grind my own, but then I do buy store-bought as well. I'm going to show you that one as well. Next is cardamom. Oh, this smells so divine. This is so nice. I can't describe the smell. It's just amazing. Really beautiful spice. And the one in the spoon is bishop's weed. It's carom seeds. It's also called caraway, I suppose. Another nice one. I really like this one. I actually heard about this spice from another YouTuber, Ndudu by Fafa. She uses that. And she uses aniseed. I don't like cooking with aniseed, but I love the carom. And I'm going to show you my favorite. My favorite's coming up. Roll the drums. Coming up. That's my favorite. These are fennel seeds. This smells more like minty. I love this so much. I'm still going to tell you the benefits of the ones I have decided to use on a regular basis. 4 of them. 5 if we add the salt, but fennel seeds is one of them. The next one, curry leaves. Aromatic. Well, a little bit. I think I like it for the taste more than for any kind of aroma. But yeah, that's another one. Of course, turmeric. Bake. This is cinnamon. This is Ceylon cinnamon, and this is cassia cinnamon. This Ceylon cinnamon, it regulates blood sugar. There's a difference. This is more potent than this one, from what I've read so far. So I use both. My friend went to Morocco and gave me this, and I bought this at the store. But Ceylon is known to regulate blood sugar. It's good for diabetics. So add this if you're diabetic. You can add it to your tea, or you can cook with it. Let's say, for instance, you know, we've heard that white rice, bread, and all these things, they readily become glucose in the body. So I say, well, if you want to cheat sometimes, why not add like some cinnamon to it? Maybe that would blunt the effect or the rate at which the food readily becomes glucose. You could give it a try and test your blood sugar. I don't know, it's just a theory. So yeah. And then another one, the most expensive spice in the world, saffron. I actually soaked my sesame seeds for 7 days, and then I dehydrated them. I dried it out. I use this every day actually in my cooking. This is one of the seeds I've added to my seasoning mix. I tried several seasoning mixes. I didn't like them. I tried the onion, celery, and all that. I didn't like them, but I've settled for this the one I mixed. I showed you, the ones in the bottle that I showed you, this one. I like that one, and I use that in all my cooking. Everything I need to cook, I use it in it. So that's my sesame seeds, my fermented sesame seeds. Of course, there's still so many more. There's curry, you know, everybody knows curry. And of course, another favorite of mine, my tea's getting cold. Now there's also this one. Many people know black seed oil. I think these are the seeds. Nigella sativa is supposed to be the biological name. But yeah, I think these are the seeds. I haven't yet figured out how to use this. But because black seed oil has so many health benefits, I'm assuming, of course, the seeds, where they get the oil from, will have benefits as well. So I don't know if I'm going to be using it as a tea, or if I'm going to be cooking with it, or if I'm going to be coming up with some recipe, or looking for a recipe that uses the black seeds. Something. I'll keep you posted. There's also paprika. I think most of us know that as well. Some people use it to color their jollof rice or whatever. I use it sometimes, not all the time. I don't really like it that much, but I use it anyway. So I think now let's go on to the salts. That's a brief overview of spices, and this is a very useful tool in the kitchen, especially. Oh yeah, I said I was going to show you. Yeah, there it is. Or the shell of. See that? That's the African nutmeg. So yeah, to crush my seeds before cooking with them. But most of the time I use my coffee grinder. But you could get a big one. This is a very good useful kitchen tool. That's the first part of herbs and spices for now. We'll be starting on the second one. So a continuation of herbs and spices will be for salts, different salts, black salt, celery salt. You know, there's onion salt, garlic salt. So I don't know, it depends on what kind of salt that's in there, but these things we can do at home, or if you still want to buy store-bought, that's fine. But join me in the kitchen another time, not today, another time. Join me another time for a continuation of herbs and spices. Thank you. And please remember to press that subscribe button so that whenever we upload a video, it comes straight to you. And you can press that bell as well. I think it's the notification bell, so that you can get in your email. Thank you. Eat your way to health. And remember, let food be your medicine, so you don't eat your medicine as food. Until next time.